I think, normally, I mean, everybody does it differently. I would say that the way we do it is it's over communication versus not enough communication. It's important to me that they always know where they stand. So I actually, this morning, what I did was I've been doing it with everybody. Whenever their roles even going to slightly change, I usually bring them in one-on-one. Today, actually, I addressed the whole team and explained to them the way we're going to do it so that they would all know.
And, I mean, I'm sure everybody wants to know exactly where they stand, but on the other hand, I would think they probably greet the idea that everybody's playing well enough that you have options is a good thing at a team level, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think that, here's what happens.
And if you've got two wings that are playing as well,
Yeah.
this time of the season, that's a pretty healthy thing.
It's a good thing for the team. I think what's obviously the difficult part when you're the coach is that it's the humanistic side to the whole thing. So you have two guys who, let's face it, are playing for their next contract, and say like Anthony Tolliver and Chris Douglas Roberts. And they both have played well, and they both helped us win a lot of games. And then you get into a situation where they both may not be able to get the minutes that they have earned or deserved, which could help their career. So we're fortunate from the standpoint that they're both team first guys, and they're both professional, and they work whether they're playing a lot or not. And every time we've called on them so far, they've answered the bell. So, it's, whatever you say, that's pro sports, unfortunately. But I am, and we are fortunate that we have guys like that who I think think enough about the team so that, they stay ready, and hopefully they'll continue to play well.
Does Henderson start tonight?
Yes. Yep.
The league is tossing around the idea of moving up the age limit from 19 to 20. So where do you fall on that side of the debate?
Oh, man. I'd never even really put. I would think this, to be honest with you, is that I would say that it's healthy, for players to have the experience to play a couple years in college. For some great coaches with structure, academics and all of that. Certainly. And then again, I would also say that it's like anything else, though. It's a case-by-case thing. Some guys can come into the league and they're just naturally more mature or, whatever. But I would think it would be hard to argue that it's bad for anybody to go play at Duke or Carolina for 2 years. I can't see how it could hurt you.
And what you said, this kind of came up a month ago when you said, you can count the number of people on your hand who were physically ready. Or were you saying, LeBron's LeBron, Carmelo's Carmelo, how many people are physically
Those are in my time, to me, those are the three guys that have been, yo man, you want to keep it down, please?
I'm sorry.
Those are the guys. We go. Hey, listen, I was the first coach that ever ran post-ups for him a long time ago in Summer League, right there.
True.
Long
I
time.
agree. We're going way back.
Way back. But no, if you look at the last, again, this would be 14 years. The only three guys that have really come into this league, and I'm not talking about putting up numbers. There have been guys that come in and play well just because, again, these guys are so good. The guys are going to put up numbers, okay? But the three guys that legitimately helped their team play well were those three guys. And they were good now. I'm not saying like Dwayne Wade, when he was a rookie, he was good. Carmelo was good. Yeah. And highly competitive. Highly competitive. That's the other thing I think that's overlooked, and it's the same thing that happens when you recruit from high school to college is that it's a talent level. Like a lot of guys come into this league, and again, maybe they're playing in the ACC, and again, because of their just physical gifts, they can be 70, 75% every day and a good worker, and they're going to dominate those practices. Versus up here, you know, everybody's as good as them, and they've got to go all out every day. I mean, I'll give you my best story I ever had. We had Luther Head as a rookie in Houston playing a ton, and he had played on the Illinois team that went to the Final Four with Darren Williams. Luther was very mature, and he was 23, I believe, when we had him. And it was after 25 games, we were flying home, and I said, Lou, let's go in. He hadn't been shooting well. Let's go in tomorrow and shoot some. He said, Steve, I'm shot. I need a day off. I said, Lou, we've played 26 games. We're not even starting. He said, look, I just guarded Wade, Iverson, and Pierce. I need a day off. No, and it's different because even in the Big Ten, you know, you don't get that. You know, that's the greatness of the players in this league is the challenge, you know, and 4 and 5 nights and all that. That's what most guys aren't ready for.
Speaking of young players, how has Zeller progressed in his rookie season?
I think he's made significant progress over this last 3.5 weeks, 4 weeks. Not just the way he plays. I mean, I just think the things to me that we saw in him in terms of intangibles as a young guy are already starting to come out. Bright, you know, his work habits, and, you know, he has a natural feel for the game. And he's now more comfortable. He's playing off his instincts more. His energy is up, but he's just playing so much smarter on the floor that he's played better and better.
You guys share a D-League affiliate with several other teams. What would having a single ratio, maybe even owning a D-League team, allow you to do? And I say that thinking about how the Spurs send guys down for practices. The Rockets have their D-League coaches on site all the time.
Oh, I think no, it's a good idea, especially the advantage though that I don't know about. Well, San Antonio's in Texas too, right?
Right, their proximity.
No, to me, it's the same thing as Boston does it with Portland. When you're that close, you can play a Tuesday night game, send them up to play Wednesday, and they can be back for practice Thursday. That to me is the advantage. You know, I think it so much is dependent on, you know, if you're close enough so you can get them there and back easily.
Lorenzo Brown every other day in Philadelphia.
Right. I mean, to me, that stuff is, I mean, that's a great way to use it. And then if you have your own team like Houston, they run their offense with their D-League team or something very similar. So certainly, again, it can only help.
Is that something you've been in communication with management and ownership about?
No. I just want our offense to get better. That's all. Right? Al get Al more shots and our offense gets better. That's all I want right now.
Anything else, folks? Both of us covering these teams a while, the idea of Bobcats, Wizards 3 games late in the season, that's a write-off. This year it's not. They mean something. And from your sense, from your end of it, how, I guess, refreshing is that for your players and the organization and so forth?
Oh, it's good for our organization. It's good. All these games are good. And it's good for our players. It'll be a good experience for all of us to play. Even the last few games have been good. You know, where we have to play well to win. And there's added pressure in the game. It's a good learning experience for everybody.
Thanks.
Great. Thank you.